All right, let's dive right in. We're about to look at, well, the instruction manual for reality itself. Because, this strange, invisible, and kind of bizarre world of quantum mechanics, it isn't just some theory in a dusty textbook. Believe it or not, it's the hidden engine secretly running, well, everything you see, everything you touch, and even what you are.
So, to really wrap our heads around this, we've got to start with a fundamental question. And I mean, this is a question that stumped the greatest minds of the 20th century. So, think about an electron, that tiny little thing buzzing around an atom. Is it a solid little ball, a particle, or is it more like a spread out ripple, a wave? What do you think? Particle or wave?
The answer? Yeah, it's both. At the exact same time. And hey, if that sounds completely impossible to you, good. That means you're starting to get it. You're starting to think like a quantum physicist. This is the first totally mind-bending rule of the quantum world. Okay, so this one particle, two faces thing, this wave-particle duality, it isn't just a cool party trick. No, it is the absolute key to understanding how the universe builds, well, everything, from light and color all the way to life itself. Let's dig in and see how this actually works. All right, this famous experiment is where the electron really shows its weird side. So picture this. If you fire little marbles through two slits in a wall, what do you get? You get two lines on the back wall, right behind the slits. Simple enough. And if you send waves, like in water, they ripple and interfere with each other, creating this complex striped pattern. Okay, makes sense. But here's the kicker. When you fire electrons one at a time, they still create that wave-like interference pattern. How is that even possible? It's as if each single electron is going through both slits at once, like a wave, and then interfering with itself. This spooky ability to be in multiple places or states all at once has a name. It's called superposition. And a great way to think about it is like a spinning coin. While it's in the air spinning, is it heads or tails? Well, it's neither, and it's kind of both. It's only when it lands that it picks one. That electron, before we measure it, is just like that spinning coin. It's a wave of pure possibility, existing in all potential paths at the same time. Okay, so if tiny things can be in two states at once, why don't we see, bigger things do it? Why don't we ever see a cat that's both asleep and awake at the same time? Well, there's a catch. And this catch, it's honestly one of the biggest, most debated mysteries in all of physics. And here it is. The catch is us. The moment we try to peek, the moment we set up a detector to see which slit the electron actually went through, all the weirdness just vanishes. Poof. The electron suddenly snaps into place, acts like a normal little particle, and that interference pattern is gone. It is literally as if the universe knows we're watching. It's the whole idea behind Schrödinger's cat, right? The cat is in a superposition of both alive and dead inside that box, but only until we open it to check. The very act of observing forces reality to make a choice. So I know what you might be thinking. This is all very weird, very abstract lab stuff. But how do these strange rules actually build the world we see every day? Well, it turns out these quantum effects aren't just hiding in a laboratory. They are, and I mean this literally, painting the entire world around us. Think about a guitar string. It can only vibrate at specific notes, right? It has to fit. Well, an electron's wave is the same. It has to fit perfectly inside an atom. And that means it can only have very specific, exact energy levels. Nothing in between. Now, these precise energy levels are what determine which colors of light a molecule absorbs and which ones it reflects back to your eye. You see that deep purple on a grape? That color is there because a molecule, called a polyphenol, has the perfect quantum energy levels to soak up damaging UV light from the sun, and what's left over, what it reflects, is that brilliant purple we see. Color is a quantum effect. And get this, that exact same principle, the one that says electrons can only exist in certain energy bands with gaps in between, well, that's what creates something called a band gap in semiconductors like silicon. And that band gap? It's the fundamental on-off switch that powers every single transistor inside every computer, every phone, every single electronic device you own. So yeah, from the skin of a grape to the smartphone in your hand, it's all running on the same quantum rules. All right, if you thought being in two places at once was weird, well, buckle up. We're about to talk about a phenomenon that allows particles to do something that should be completely impossible. We're talking about literally walking through solid walls. This spooky phenomenon is called quantum tunneling. Now, in our everyday world, if you roll a ball at a hill and it doesn't have enough energy to get to the top, it's just going to roll back down, right? It can't get to the other side. But in the quantum world, a particle can cheat. Because it's also a wave of probability, there's a small but very real chance that it can just appear on the other side of the barrier without ever going over it. It's exactly like a ghost just phasing right through a wall. And this isn't just some weird, rare thing. It's basically nature's ultimate cheat code. It means that chemical reactions that would normally need a ton of energy to get started, reactions that would be super slow or maybe wouldn't even happen at all, can happen in a flash. Why? Because the particles just tunnel straight through the energy barriers instead of having to waste all that effort climbing over them. And guess where this is happening? It's happening inside you, right now. The transfer of tiny protons between molecules is absolutely essential for countless reactions in your body, and a lot of the time it's only possible because of tunneling. In fact, some scientists think this ghostly effect might even be the cause of random mutations in our DNA, when a proton just tunnels from one side of the DNA ladder to the other, changing the code. And that, in turn, could be a key contributor to the process of aging itself. Okay, now we get to the truly mind-blowing stuff. We're talking about examples where life itself hasn't just been affected by quantum mechanics, it has actively evolved to harness these quantum tricks with an elegance and an efficiency that is just breathtaking. So think about a migrating bird. It can fly thousands of miles, year after year, with pinpoint accuracy. How does it do that? How does it know which way is north? It's not carrying a little compass. Nope, it has something way more advanced, built right in. Okay, get ready for this. Inside the bird's eye, when light hits a specific molecule, it creates a pair of electrons that are entangled. Now, entangled is another spooky quantum thing. It means these two electrons are linked. What happens to one instantly affects the other, even if they're separated. So these two tiny linked electrons act like microscopic magnets, and they're incredibly sensitive to the Earth's magnetic field. As the bird turns its head, the magnetic field nudges these electron pairs differently, creating a pattern. That pattern gets sent to the bird's brain, allowing it to literally see the planet's magnetic field. It's a biological, built-in quantum compass. Just amazing.
And it's not just birds. Think about photosynthesis, how plants turn sunlight into energy. When a photon of light hits a leaf, that little packet of energy has to get to the plant's reaction center to be useful. Now, if it acted like a classical particle, it would be like a person lost in a maze, bouncing around randomly and probably losing most of its energy before it got there. But it doesn't. That energy packet acts like a quantum wave, and it explores every single possible path through the maze at the exact same time. It instantly finds the most direct, efficient route. That's why photosynthesis is nearly 100% efficient. It's a perfect quantum energy transfer system.
So, we've gone from the tiniest parts of an atom to the cells in our bodies to birds navigating the entire planet. But understanding all this isn't just an academic exercise. It's not just about how the world works. It's also about the choices we make while we're living in it. And believe it or not, quantum mechanics has something pretty important to say about one of the biggest challenges we're facing right now. I know, it might sound like a huge leap. How on earth can the weird rules of subatomic particles have anything to do with something as massive and complex as CO2 in our atmosphere? Well, it comes right back to those energy levels we talked about with color. Just like an electron, a whole molecule like carbon dioxide can only wiggle and vibrate in very specific, quantized ways. It's all dictated by quantum mechanics, and it just so happens that the specific ways CO2 is allowed to vibrate are perfect for absorbing the infrared heat, the warmth that's trying to radiate away from Earth and escape into space. The reason CO2 is a greenhouse gas, the very reason it traps heat, is a direct, unavoidable consequence of quantum physics. So there you have it, from the color of a leaf to the phone in your hand, to the migration of birds, and even the very air we breathe. The quantum world is fundamentally in charge. And understanding these rules isn't just about satisfying our curiosity. It shows us exactly how our world is built, and it puts our own impact on it into stark, clear focus. The physics is undeniable. The real question that's left, well, that's for us to answer.